Hello, my name is Sarah Teray. I'm going to be covering entering online conversations. Going over to slide 2, we will be studying entering online conversations from the They Say, I Say book. It's a chapter. Going to the next slide. For navigating online discussions, we're going to be identifying and addressing what you're responding to, linking to what they say, framing your citations with summarizations, so basically like communicating what your stance is on your citation or your link, whatever you provide in your response. Juxtaposing your they say with your I say and your responses, so basically making sure to address the person that you're responding to, whether it's a response to a post or the original post, but point out something like that they said and put it into your response. And also making use of templates to properly respond in online settings. Going to the next slide, identifying what you're responding to. So when you're doing this, you're going to make clear who or what prompted you to engage with those who are on the post. So basically, like, what you could say, oh, X said this, but I believe blank. It basically allows you to engage with not only people that share the same ideals as you, but also those who might differ from your opinions. A good thing to do is finding common ground, especially when you're not agreeing with somebody. You could say something like, oh, I agree with X on this, but I also think blank. Using templates, like I just said, can help to address that poster in your response. Some examples I have listed are, while I agree with X about blank, I believe that blank, or, like X, Y would have us believe that blank. And a good thing to do also is indicating whether you agree or disagree, whether you're taking their point and agreeing with it, or whether you're challenging it and you don't agree with it. So going over to the next slide, linking to what they say. This basically addresses like inserting links into your responses into online discussions. It can make your point a little bit more credible because it allows readers to go straight to the link to see what you're referencing, if it's plausible, and any other readers who join in on the conversation, it allows for direct access to your citation. And it also allows anything with a URL to be linked, so it opens up a lot more options for you when online, allowing for more sources to be used and to be cited in these discussions. A good thing to do is framing your link, introducing and summarizing your link while also responding to it can help readers understand where your stance is. Going over to the next slide, talking about framing your citations and links. The importance of this is it provides context to your response and citation, so it can basically give readers an idea on how you feel about that link, or whether you're agreeing with it or disagreeing with it, if you're using it for your argument or against your argument. It also allows readers to, give you or have this idea that you have more credibility. It presents your response in a more organized fashion. Going over to the next slide, juxtaposing your they say with your I say. So on the internet, platforms like Twitter and X have made just juxtaposing responses to one another's comments on a post easy to follow because of their formatting, where it has basically the original post, and then you can respond directly to the post, and it'll post both right next to each other. So it gives you a clear idea of like what you're responding to. And while this is the case for a lot of online discussions, it's not always like this. So it's good to address the other person by making that connection from what you said to what they said. Phrasing such as like X said blank, or I agree/disagree with X because blank, or adding them, so you can tag their username, which is another way of responding to someone online. You can say, at username, I agree with you about why I also think blank. This makes your response more memorable for readers because it shows that you're able to address those who think differently from you in a professional, polite way. It makes you appear credible and trustworthy, and it shows readers that you're taking the time to acknowledge and reference what you're responding to. Now, going to the next slide, I have making use of templates. This is an important one. Different templates can aid in different types of responses in different online situations. So these are some examples that you can use for different situations. One such as a response to a post in the I say format. You could say, like X, I believe blank. Like X, Y would have us believe that blank, or X argues that blank. So it basically, you're addressing that other person. And then if you wanted to do a they say response, you could do some examples such as what X overlooks is that blank. Z's point is well taken. Like them, I contend blank is not as Y insists, but blank. And then what both X and Y fail to see is that blank. You can also even, there's a template for framing links. Some examples of that would be, as X mentioned in the article, blank, professionals assume blank, but research by X suggests blank. Or, in making the comment, X warns that blank. So going on to the final slide, to the summary, when entering online conversations, it's important to address who you're responding to so readers can understand what you're referring to and whether or not you agree with that person or if you're trying to challenge their point. In order to properly engage with others, it's important to remain respectful. Finding common ground when debating on an issue is essential for a collaborative discussion. So, I mean, even if you don't agree with that person, even if you don't like what they say, it's always better to just find common ground, and maybe you can find something that you agree on. Using links to your advantage by incorporating them into your response is a great way for readers to quickly fact check you with your evidence through your link. And framing these links with a summary furthers your credibility, and people can further understand like what your stance is. It's always good to make sure to include your link, but also like address what in that link you're using to respond to this person, or like why you're using that link specifically. Again, addressing your they say with your I say by taking the time to acknowledge a point that you've been responding to by restating it in your response. So basically, a reader, could be reading your a discussion post and would not even know what you're responding to. He doesn't know. But if you were to restate a point of like who you're responding to initially, what they said, you could restate it in your response. This shows that readers that you're taking taking time to respond to others, even if they have differing opinions than you. And once again, using templates. Use those templates. They help guide you in online discussions. They can assist you in properly conveying your response while also uplifting the comment or post that you're responding to. Again, my name is Sarah Ture. Thank you so much.